Appreciate it. Come on, girl. Oh, that's a big blow up. Get out of there. Come on, get out of there. Come on. Oh, she got me wrapped up. Come on, there she goes. Oh man, that's fun there. Come on now. Whew. Oh, pretty old girl. Looky there. Good 3.5. Man, she wanted that. Look at that. Look how deep she got that. Turn my frog hooks all the way around. Look at that. Pretty fish. Look at the belly on that sucker. Get her back. Whew. So guys, today we're going to be talking about changing it up. And what do I mean by changing it up? We're going to be talking about versatility. It's one of the most important things in fishing. And what I mean by versatility is, if you look up here on the front deck, I've got 3 rods. I've got a chatterbait, I've got a flipping bait, and the frog. So when would I choose to use one over the other? Well, we're going to talk about it today, so stay tuned. This is something you don't want to miss. Big pretty thing, pretty thing.
Big mouth.
Pretty fish. Yeah, sitting right next to that wood cover. See you, girl.
Colton Posey Fishing weather log.
Hit it about 4 times. There he is. We got it. That's a good one. Pretty fish. Oh yeah. Pretty fish. Him on the old mini max. Pretty thing. He wanted that little chatterbait. Oh yeah.
Question of the day. What is the #1 selling soft bait color? Watermelon seed, green pumpkin, red shad, blue fleck? Comment your answer below on your favorite color and why.
All right, so talking about versatility, here is a prime example. So I want you to look straight back here. We've got this willow grass with some matted grass at the very back. And then to the right, we've got some reeds. We've got some wood cover right here further to the right. This is a perfect example of versatility and having rods on your deck that you can accomplish catching fish off of multiple types of cover. So first, when I'm coming into this cove, okay, I see shad running everywhere. I'm gonna throw that chatterbait out here in the open part of this cove to see if there's any fish out here hunting. Now, as I make my way back and after I've made some casts with the Mini Max chatterbait and I'm not getting bit, then maybe I swap to something like that frog, throw it on top of these reeds, or maybe I get a little bit closer and start flipping up in them if it's lily pads or something thick that I can't really get across the top of with a frog. And as I get right here to the laydown where this tree is, then, you know, I'm gonna pick up something like that flipping stick and flip up in the tree. So that is what I mean by versatility, being ready for situations like that. And how you know kind of what rods you want on your deck throughout the day and what baits. You're gonna have to test the waters when you first get there. And what I mean by that is, you know, attempt to catch fish in a pattern that you think those fish are going to be for that time of year. That's always going to be the main key, is what time of year is it? What are these fish doing? If they're chasing threadfin, then I know I'm going to be looking for signs of threadfin. Do I see threadfin moving right up against the bank? Do I see them in the pads with bass popping them in the pads? Do I see birds around, you know, eating on shad and stuff like that? That can tell you a lot about what's going on your fishery and what baits you need on your deck.
Today's equipment.
Got him. Whew. He hit that fast. He hit that so fast. Oh man, pretty little fish. That's what I'm talking about, guys, versatility. Man, he's beefy to be so small. Look how thick that fish is, the back of him. It's a pretty fish. That's a pretty fish. That's what I'm talking about, versatility though, guys. You've gotta be, especially this time of year, it's more important than ever to be very, very versatile. These fish have seen everything. Y'all know exactly what I'm gonna say. They've seen everything since spring, and I promise when you sit there and you think, oh, I'm gonna throw something they haven't seen, they've probably seen it about 20 times that week. So, you know, being able to swap up and pay attention to what you're doing, you know, when I'm looking at areas like this, what I'm trying to pinpoint, I've got all these pads right here. So, you know, why would I catch a fish right there over anywhere else? Well, it's really simple. Wood cover, wood cover, wood cover. So every area that I'm really, really paying attention to when I'm fishing, I'm looking at the wood cover and I'm pitching and tossing or flipping at the wood cover, and that's typically where my bites are coming from. So let's catch some more fish.
Green pumpkin is the #1 selling color and is available with various different flakes.
Got him, got him. Oh, he come off. Oh, he come off.
Throwing a frog right on him. Where's
Throw it right in the middle. All right, guys, so I hope you learned something today. If you did, I'm glad I'm doing my job. But, you know, either case, I'm sorry about the short video today. We're kind of on a time crunch. We actually went to Lewis Smith Lake. They had the Alabama Power Tournament. Parking lot was full, so we fished for a couple hours, didn't want to get in anybody's way, and then we packed up and come straight to the river. So, you know, there's multiple things that, you know, we're doing. We're looking for cover, #1, some type of cover that provides a shade, okay? So in this case, where we're fishing at, it's going to be lily pads. But also we're looking for drop-offs, okay? So those drop-offs where, you know, it comes out to a flat and then it just kind of, you know, drops off with the wind pushing over it. It's a great place for bass to ambush shad, but we're really looking for hard bottom. That tells us a lot. If we see that hard bottom, then we know there should be some fish around there. That's when I'm picking up that chatterbait and trying to mimic those threadfin shad. And then in the other case, obviously the frog. So the frog is going to be in those areas where it's just a sloppy mess, okay? So like, you know, just that floating grass that floats on your lake, if you live on a grass lake, those are the type of areas that I want to be using that frog. And I'm going to mix up my presentations. Now with that flipping bite, when I flip up in there, that bait is moving so fast down that it's just a reaction bite. It's no different than burning a crankbait or a spinnerbait. They're typically going to hit that as soon as it starts to fall. If they don't, then they're typically not going to eat that bait. So when I'm flipping, this is another thing. I'm looking for ideal places. What do I mean by ideal places? It is those areas that has an opening, somewhere that I can get that bait through cleanly and let it fall to the bottom. And I'm just letting that bait hit bottom, and I'm picking it up and then dropping it, picking it up and dropping it, and then I'll bring it back to the boat and find another spot just like that. With the chatterbait, it's just a steady retrieve most of the time. Every now and again, I'll mix it up, you know, with a pause or a little pop or something like that, integrate into that. And the frog is just a straight up, you know, pop, 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 the typical frog motion. But at times, when I get in those areas like where those lily pads and stuff is, I like reeling that bait. And the reason that I reel that bait is because that frog will actually snake up under the pads and in between the pads, and a lot of times it causes really good reaction bites. But either way, guys, I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you next time.